Alright, this is the Ficoll protocol for white blood cell extraction. Let's begin at the point at which we receive the blood. Let's pretend this is blood. And let's say that I have 4 mL of blood and EDTA. This is already mixed with EDTA, so if I have 4 mL here, I would have 2 mL of blood and 2 milliliters of EDTA. So what I do immediately after collecting from the animal, I mix for 3 seconds. I start counting once the liquid inside is going in a circular motion, kind of like what you see in the toilet. So let's go for 3 seconds. 1, 2, and 3. You can do 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi. It may seem like a short time, however, I will vortex again at some point. Actually, the next step would be to dilute the blood with PBS. So what I do is I normally have another 15 milliliter tube, and I fill it up with 80% PBS, and then I would have 2 tubes, both with 10 mils each, and they would both have an 80% solution of PBS and 20% blood. So let's stop right there, go to the second step. The second step consists of adding 7 milliliters of Ficoll into a 15 ml tube. What we do here is we add the Ficoll, and then we grab some blood. Again, we're pretending this is blood with EDTA and PBS, and suck it out with a transfer pipette. The transfer pipettes are directly beneath my feet. If you can see the background, I'm right in front of Ryan's workstation. This is what Nellie's workstation used to be. So directly beneath this bench, you'll find the transfer pipettes. And we're going to tilt the tube, the 15 ml tube with the Ficoll at a 45-degree angle. Once we do that, we suck out some blood and add approximately 7 mils, 6 to 7 mils of blood. Again, the ratio is roughly 1-to-1 of Ficoll to blood, EDTA, and PBS. You fill up the tube to 14 or almost all the way to the top, and then you repeat as needed, depending on how much blood you have. And then we proceed to the third step. The next step is centrifugation. Again, you take your Ficoll tubes with the blood in them. So this is the combination of Ficoll and blood, and take them to Cassiano's centrifuge. This is the Ficoll with the blood. Close. Make sure it's closed, then lock it. Then we're gonna go for 15 minutes at 1500 RPMs. The next step, and this is the important thing, is to make sure that the brakes are completely off. Otherwise, your sedimentation might fail, and you may have some contamination of red blood cells and with your white blood cells. Following centrifugation, the next step is to collect the white blood cells. This is perhaps the trickiest part during the entire procedure. Let's pretend again that this is your blood with Ficoll, but it's already been centrifuged, so the red blood cells should be all the way at the bottom, the Ficoll should be in the middle, the serum, should be in the middle, the Ficoll should be at the top, and your white blood cells, it should be a cloudy ring in the middle of your tube. What you're gonna do, you grab a transfer pipette and try to aspirate the cloudy material. They call this the buffy coat. This buffy coat you transfer into a new tube. You have a new tube, grab the tube, transfer the buffy coat, and then you wash with PBS. To that, to this buffy coat that you have in this new tube, you're gonna add 10 mils of PBS. Once you add the 10 mils of PBS, you take it back to the centrifuge, and now you're gonna run it at 1500 RPMs, but only for 5 minutes. Again, no breaks. That's important. And once you finish centrifuging, take out, and Dr. Payne's lab normally flicks the tube. Because we're working with large tubes, I don't trust that method. I would rather aspirate it with a vacuum very carefully and make sure that my pellet remains at the bottom of the tube. There will be a small pellet. Aspirate the PBS out, and then you resuspend in 1 ml of freezing medium. The freezing medium recipe is going to be with the Ficoll protocol. It's going to be at the bottom. Once you resuspend the white blood cells in the freezing medium, you only need to transfer them to a cryo tube, and that's it. Place it in the -80, and you should be done with the white blood cell extraction.